you son of a bitch, I wasn't filming any of that. Okay. Okay, I think this is Comet Falls. We're on the Van Trump Trail. And I think it's also the Comet Falls Trail. I don't know. We're headed up a little higher than this, but I just thought I'd pull this out and show the Comet Falls Trail real quick because it's super pretty. Uh-oh. This tree's cracks got fungus. I've never seen coral fungus growing in the crack of a live tree before. That's crazy. That's a big old one too. So we are out here on the Van Trump Trail today. And I know, I'm not sure how many years ago now, but a few years back, someone went missing on this trail. And I'll look up what his name is and how long ago it was. I can't remember exactly, but they never found him. And I'm not even halfway up the trail yet. And out of all the trails out here in Mount Rainier, this is definitely one of the most shisty ones. It's got quite some drop-offs. And I can't remember if he was doing his hike in the winter or not, but if this was covered in snow, it'd be even easier to fall off here. I'll show you real quick a couple of these like little viewpoints that people have tried to make so that you can see down into the canyon to see the falls, because you can hear them really well, but you can't see any of it very good. And so you can see people have been walking over here trying to get views, and the bank is super soft and it is a long drop. So I'll show you a couple of these real quick. I've already passed probably 6 other little viewpoints like this, and I won't even walk out onto them because some of them look so soft and it's such a long drop. And like this one, I'm not going to go very far out on here because you can tell that that's not very sturdy. But yeah, that drops. I mean, I can barely see water moving down there, but I can't see the ground. And there's just giant boulders and big pools that the waterfalls have formed. There's another lookout over here. You can see people have been trying really hard to find ways to get views. But I mean, look at how far down that is. And it's a straight drop. There's nothing to catch you. And the water's moving fast through there. And it's freezing cold. And the reason I wanted to show you those is because I think the reason they didn't find him is because he probably fell down into that canyon. Because it's narrow, it's super deep, it's full of giant rocks. You can't even see into a lot of it, let alone get down into a lot of it. So if he fell down into there, his body could easily be down there and not be viewable or findable, because it's just, there's so many rocks and it's so narrow and there's so much water. He could easily just be pushed up against something and nobody can see him. I highly doubt that they've gotten through that whole canyon to search it, because I don't even know how you'd get down there, let alone move through it. I don't know if they flew a drone down through that or what, but I mean, I'm no expert. From just being on this trail though, I would put money on falling into that canyon, because you can see that people are trying to get to the edge to look down. And it won't take much to fall, especially if there's snow. So I really wonder if that's not what happened, because they never found his body or anything. So that makes the most sense to me. It's unfortunate that we don't have a way to get down there and thoroughly search it. All right, well, we're going to start working our way back up. Okay. So I'm just walking along and I see this. What in the fuck? That's a blade. It's like somebody broke it. Straight up, look at that. Oh, there's a part of a letter on it. Huh. Looks like part of a W, maybe? Or an N? Weird. Do that, so hopefully nobody will stick themselves on it, but I am not grabbing that and I am not carrying that out. That is creepy. We got tracks that prove people are walking out into these viewpoints that aren't actual viewpoints to try and see the falls. More evidence of what I suspect happened. Okay, so we gotta cross this creek. I hate these janky little friggin' bridges. We'll go check it out first, see how bad it is. This must be Upper Comet Falls. Trail sign over there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, let's see if this is slippery. Feels pretty sturdy. Comet Falls, 200 feet. Look at this. There must be some serious iron in this water. Look at how orange it is. It looks like the stuff at Longmire hot springs. Crazy, it's super orange. A better shot of the falls. Damn, I guess that wasn't Comet Falls because that must be. Wow, that's way more epic. It's got a rainbow. The sun feels awesome. Holy cow! You can get really close to this waterfall. I can feel the wind and the mist coming off of it. And hear loud water coming down. That's creepy. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Holy cow. This is crazy. I didn't think you'd be able to get this close to it. I'm literally in the midst of the waterfall. Whew, and it's chilly. We're going to turn around and get heading out of here because I just looked behind us and the clouds are not thinning up like I thought. They're actually getting a lot thicker. So, whew, it's pretty cool actually. The Comet Falls is neat. Suggest coming up here. Okay, so the trail does split here and it goes up that way, which will take you eventually to Myrtle Point, and you can go back down like Rampart Ridge and all of that. I was thinking about heading up that way today and just kind of going up a little further, but there's really nothing up there that I feel like I want to see. And the waterfall was pretty satisfying, and with the clouds getting thicker and thicker out there, they're pretty gray, and I know we're supposed to get some rain later today. I think I'm just going to head back down to the car now. That way hopefully I can avoid getting wet at all. So we just got this little section that we haven't connected, but it's it's really not a big deal. There's not a lot to see. It just connects you. And I've been up to Myrtle Point before, which is actually really pretty. I'm pretty sure it's called Myrtle Point. Should probably check that. So yeah, thanks for coming along. The Comet Falls was really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. A couple other people trying to make it up to the top today. I stopped here at this creek with this neat little bridge because I'm going to purify my crystal. I wear this to try and fend off any negative energy and absorb negative energy. So it works pretty hard and it needs to be purified pretty often. So I like to come up here to Mount Rainier and let it sit in the fresh water to purify. I feel like the flowing water helps pull the negative energy out of the crystal a little bit better than burying it in the ground. It's another means to purify your crystals. But I'm always worried that I'll forget where I buried it or lose it or something like that. And I just feel like the water, the fresh, cold mountain water works a little bit better for my crystals. So we're just going to rinse all the negativity out of it. It's crazy when you're done and it's all purified. I don't know if it's just in my head or what, but the crystal actually changes colors. It's not nearly as dark of a yellow anymore. It's more of a clear yellow now. So I feel like we did a good job of purifying it. Okay, this shit shouldn't be allowed. Look at this. Look at that giant fucking spider. In the snow. It's got like a white triangle on its back or something. I don't even know. Look at that. That's so weird. I don't understand why the spiders like the snow so much. Ugh. Was this recording? Okay, we're back to the car. So I looked at it on the map. It is the Van Trump Trail, and it goes to Comet Falls. We did not go to the upper Comet Falls like I thought. So the falls that we stopped at was just Comet Falls. Apparently, higher up is the upper Comet Falls. I'm not sure if you can get to those or not. It doesn't look like the trail goes near them. But that falls was amazing. It was so cool how close you could get to it. So the trail has some weird vibes for sure. I never really felt good the entire time I was out there until I started coming down. The whole time I was headed up, I don't know why. I didn't have like real bad feelings like I shouldn't be here, I need to leave, because if I did I would have left. But my anxiety was just a little higher than normal when I'm out in the woods, and so I don't know what the deal is with that trail. I don't know if I have a prejudice towards it because I know someone's gone missing on it before. I mean, I've been on other trails where people have gone missing and not gotten that feeling, so I don't know what's up with that, but I wouldn't let that deter you from coming and doing the trail because the falls is awesome at the end. It's totally worth it. Maybe the trail doesn't have those bad feelings in the summer. Maybe it's just the winter time because it was so dark and, you know, kind of dreary in there and cloudy and stuff. I don't know. But with all those little lookouts that people have made to go try and view down into the canyon, I would not be surprised if someone has fallen down in there, and I don't think you'd ever find them. It's so narrow and so far down, and the water's flowing so fast, and there's so many big rocks, and it's just crazy. But yeah, definitely out of all the trails in Rainier I've done so far, this one is the creepiest. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna come up here and do the Van Trump Trail to Comet Falls. But it's definitely worth it. Thanks for coming along. Okay, so I went out to the Van Trump Trail yesterday in Mount Rainier to hike it because it's one of the very few trails I had never been on. And I remembered while I was out there that somebody had gone missing on the Van Trump Trail. And so when I got home, I started doing some research. And it looks like the guy's name was Vincent, and he went missing in June of 2020. They claim he was hiking on the Van Trump Trail towards Mildred Point. But they also say they found his vehicle at Longmire. Well, a quick look at the map shows Longmire is over 4 miles away from the trailhead of Van Trump Falls. So he clearly did not start hiking on the Van Trump Falls if they found his car at Longmire. So he had to have started on the Rampart Ridge Trail or the Wonderland Trail, both of which hook up to the Comet Falls Van Trump Trail. why would they have just said he was on the Van Trump Trail? I don't understand why they're being vague about where someone who went missing at. That seems like a pretty bad idea to me. So I just started doing a little more research, and I was watching Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I like his channel. And he said that a spokeswoman named Patty said that there was poor visibility and bad weather at over 6,000 feet when they started searching for him. He never would have been over 6,000 feet. Mildred Point is 5,935 feet. If that's where his destination was, he never would have gone over 6,000 feet. Now, I get that that's very close, but still, it just sounds like an excuse. And it's just so strange that they would be so vague about where this guy went missing. I mean, that's literally where his car was parked and the trail they claim he was hiking on are 4 miles apart from each other. He clearly did not start on the Van Trump Trail. He started either on the Ramparts or on the Wonderland, and then ended up on the Comet Falls Van Trump Trail. It's just really weird to me that they're being vague about where he went missing at. Like, that's a good distance apart. I was out on the Van Trump Trail, and I had never done it before. And it's definitely, out of all the trails I've done in Mount Rainier, and I've done a lot of them now, that one's very shisty. It's got a lot of trail that goes right along a canyon with, it's like seriously steep drop-offs. You can't even see the water in the canyon because it's so deep. You can hear it because it's moving super fast, and there's lots of waterfalls along it. And you can see tons of little trails that people have made trying to get to the edge to look down. And I actually, in my video, pointed some of them out because I think that that's probably what happened. I think he might have been trying to look down into that canyon to get either a picture or just a view of the water and the waterfalls flowing down there. And it was June, there was still snow. It easily could have gave way, and he could have fallen down into that canyon. And it is so deep, and the water is moving so fast, and there's so many rocks and logs. I don't even know if they could have searched it. I mean, you would need to rappel down in there, and then I don't even know what they would do when they got down there because there's nowhere to stand. It's literally just fast flowing water and boulders. So it kind of throws a wrench in that, though, because when I came home and I started doing the research, he clearly was not on that trail if he started at Longmire. You wouldn't come back down the Van Trump Trail if you went up to Mildred Point, because then you would have a 4-mile walk back to your car at Longmire. So he clearly started on the Ramparts Trail or on the Wonderland Trail that connects up to the Comet Falls Van Trump Trail that takes you to Mildred Point. I, too, have been on that trail before. I've only been on it once. I don't remember it having as shisty of areas as the Van Trump Trail, but it's been over a year and I've only been on it once, so there might be some areas that were shisty and I'm just not remembering. But I'm definitely going to redo that trail now that I know that's the one he went missing on and not the actual Van Trump Trail. That Van Trump Trail, though, it's got some seriously bad vibes. I did not feel good about that hike until I started coming down that area. It's just got this feel like it doesn't want you there. Like you need to move through this area as quick as possible. So I just find that super strange how vague they were about what trail he went missing on, making excuses for the weather when he wasn't even over 6,000 feet. I don't know. Maybe this whole national park, missing people, weird stuff has something behind it. I don't know. It's not adding up.